G'day guys, Fitcho here and welcome back to my MotoGP 18 career mode. Today we're here for episode number 6 and the second last round of the Red Bull Rookies Cup. And if you guys missed the last race out at the Red Bull Ring, make sure you do go check it out. There'll be a card in the top right hand corner of the screen and of course a link in the description. It was an epic race and make sure you do go watch that before watching this video. And now I'm going to spoil the previous race of the season. We went and got our first ever race victory. We went and got our second pole of the year, and finally we managed to convert that pole position into a race win. We held our position on that first lap, then had some argy-bargy racing all the way through. It was not an easy win, and we finally made a break in the last couple laps and got a comfortable victory in the Red Bull Ring, finally winning a race, and not only winning a race, getting our first ever podium. And now hopefully we can go out and back that up with another strong result as we head to Misano for the 6th round of the season.
Hello everyone from the Misano racetrack. There's already a lot of excitement inside the paddock, and in a few minutes the race direction will signal the start of the customary qualifying session. At the moment the track is covered with thick banks of clouds, but the weather forecast for this session seems to rule out the risk of rain.
We are here in Misano for today's qualifying session. Hopefully we can get another good result. I'm not too sure where I stand pace-wise coming into this circuit. It's not my favorite circuit and it's not my least favorite circuit on the calendar. It's sort of the same idea I came into the Red Bull Ring round. I didn't really know where I sat. I could be dead last or I could be on pole position at the end of this session. I really don't know. Right, up to the line. What is our first lap? It is a 1:45.6. I have no idea how quick that is, to be honest, as no one else has set a lap time yet. Out of the last corner, this lap's been pretty good. The new fastest time is 1:45.2, and we set a 1:44.8, so we go back to P number 1 with our second lap of the session, 4/10 quicker than the previous best time for, I think it was Billy Van Erd or someone like that. I didn't quite see the name. Carrasco's gone and beat my previous best by 0.2 of a second, but we've been quick this lap. What time is it? A 44.3, another 0.3 quicker, and we go back to P number 1. This lap has been nip and tuck with my previous best up in the first sector, but not in the next two. And we do go 0.4 quicker, down to a 43.8. I got a little bit distracted. There was something going on my screen there. But another 0.4 quicker. We nailed the first and the last sectors. And we were pretty much dead even with our previous best in the middle too. And another few tenths have been found. And I think that is going to do it for this qualifying session. I don't think there's much more time for me to find out on this Misano circuit. There we go, we have taken pole position, our third pole position from 6 races. We set a 1:43.8, 0.8 quicker than Adrian Carrasco in second on a 1:44.6. Then Carlos Tate joins us on the front row of the grid. And like I said, our third pole position from 6 races and our second pole position in Italy. Of course, this is the San Marino Grand Prix, but the Misano circuit is actually in Italy. And of course, we got pole position, our first pole position back in Mugello, and our other pole position was in Austria, which of course borders Italy, so we must be really quick in this part of the world. But nonetheless, up next is the San Marino Grand Prix, and we are starting in prime position on pole. Let's do it.
Greetings from the Marco Simoncelli World Circuit in Misano, where the San Marino Grand Prix is about to begin. The weather is great and the temperature is perfect for racing, so we're just waiting to find out which riders have opted for hard tyres and which riders have opted for soft.
We are here at the Misano World Circuit Marco Simoncelli for today's San Marino Grand Prix, and it is a beautiful day in this part of Italy. 26 degrees and bright blue skies, perfect conditions for racing, and we are starting on pole position. Can we make this back-to-back wins and get our second win of the season?
Here we are live from the starting grid, where riders and engineers are talking over the last few details before the start of the race. All the riders have taken their places on the starting grid. Riders are deep in concentration, with just a few seconds to go until this San Marino Grand Prix begins.
It is race time here in Misano. Grab the clutch, revs up, bike in gear, and the lights are on. As lights out and away we go, the San Marino Grand Prix is underway, and I've got a decent start yet again, just like I did in Austria. Not too sure what I am doing right that I was doing wrong earlier in the season, but nonetheless, down into turn number 1. Not the best run as we were on the outside, but back up the inside on 5th place we go in, or 4th place I should say, into 4th place we go, but not the best run there through turn number 3, and Khan Onku is our next target up the field as we head down towards turn number 4. Let the bike run out wide, then bring it back tight for turn number 5. Hold it to the right-hand side of the track to open up 6 and onto the back straight. We've got Adrian Carrasco just up ahead of us, as we have got a little bit of a gap between us and the top 3, about 8/10 of a second, but likewise we have a little bit of a gap back to the bikes behind. We know we have pace around this Misano circuit. We just need to find that pace, find that rhythm, get our heads down, and get up to this top 3 and start fighting for a podium position. These 3 up ahead have been going absolutely hammer and tong on this first opening lap as we end lap number 1. We've lost 3 places, I should say, from first pole position all the way down to 4th place, but we are still within touching distance of the podium places right now. So we've got Carlos Tate and Adrian Carrasco really going at it as we head through turn number 3. We are right on the back of him now. Could we try to line up a nice run through these next 3 corners, get a good run onto that back straight and possibly try something? I think it's like turn number 7 or something at the end of the straight. Turn 8 actually, because you got the little kink of turn 7 in the straight, but we didn't quite open up turn number 6 enough to get the best run down this back straight. But nonetheless, it's only lap number 2 of 8 here in Misano, and we are on the back of this lead pack and in a position to fight. Now onto the other back straight we go in the slipstream of Carrasco. We're a little bit behind. We're just going to open up this kink a little bit, try not to wash off too much speed, I should say, through turn number 11 now. At the end of the back straight, the incredibly quick exit to the back straight. You've got 3 corners that just keep tightening and tightening, and we are still right on the back of this podium fight, but we're just not quite close enough to launch a move just yet. We've had a nice run through turn number 6. Now the little kink of 7. Can we send one up the inside of Carrasco at the end of the straight? We can, but we've gone in too deep. He's going to switch back us there and get that position back. We tried the move, but we couldn't quite pull it off and hold that position. But can we try something again as we head down into turn number 9 and 10? Actually, we go a little bit wider than Carrasco. I did find on the opening few laps, I took a much wider line through that corner, or 2 corners I should say, compared to the AI, and that does usually give us a better run onto this back straight, getting the slipstream off Carrasco. Can we go up the inside at the kink at turn number 11? Yes, we can, and we move ourselves into a podium place. Up next is Carlos Tate. Is hard on the brakes. We go at the end of the straight, back on the throttle for a little burst, and now down to the hairpin. I can't quite see who is leading the race, but Carlos Tate just in front of us, and he is our next target. Oh, Carlos Tate has made a move for the lead, and that is Khan Onku, who was leading the race and is now sitting in second as we're getting towards the end of lap number 4, almost at the halfway point of this 8-lap San Marino Grand Prix. And as you can see, there's a little bit of separation between first and second, and myself in third, and I think it was Adrian Carrasco just behind us as we head off the back straight. Only a couple more corners on this lap, then we'll be halfway through this Grand Prix, as the gap from me up to Onku in second place is just over a second. End of lap number 5, and this has been an absolute belter of a lap from myself, and we are really closed in on that top 2, and it looks like Carrasco in 4th just can't run with our pace with the front 3 right now, as we do get the fastest lap of the race of 1:44.2 as through turns 1, 2, and 3 we go. Not the best run through here. We've just lost a little bit of ground on Tate, and we're not quite close enough to launch a move just yet, but down into turn number 4. Now through turn number 5, try to bring it back tight on the exit, open up turn number 6. Oh, I haven't quite got that right, damn it. I was trying to get a nice run through that left hand onto this back straight, get a nice run in the slipstream and try something, the same move I pulled on Carrasco. But we are not quite close enough, didn't get the run that we wanted, and we're just going to have to be patient for now. We're on lap number 6 of 8, still 2.5 laps to go here in San Marino. We had a nice end to lap number 6. We are now right on the back of Tate. Can we look up his inside at turn number 4? Yes, we can. Just push him out of the way, and we take that position now into second place. And Khan Onku is right there for the taking. Is onto the back straight we go. We're on lap number 7 of 8, the second last lap of this San Marino Grand Prix here at Misano. Can we launch one up the inside down at the end of the straight? Yes, we can. Try to hold it tight to the apex, which we do very, very nicely. He can't get back under us, and we forcefully take first place away from him. We have 1.5 laps to go. Can we hold on to this lead and make it 2 wins on the trot? That is the question. I thought we might be under threat there at turn number 10 because I take a wider line into the corner than the AI, and they might just be aggressive and send it up the inside, but they are still right there. As down the back straight we head for the second last time through the kink at 11 for the second last time in today's race. We have had a really nice end to that lap, that last few corners. We really pulled a bit of a gap, and it's now over a second just like that. We have the break we need. A 1:43.9 is the lap I set, and that's starting to get back into the territory of my pole position time, I believe. I can't remember the exact time, but it's getting down into the 43s, which is where I think I was for pole, as we have started the final lap of this San Marino Grand Prix. We have a 1 second buffer. Now we've hit the lead, we've made the break, and now we're just going to keep it on the black stuff. Don't make too many mistakes, and we should be able to make this 2 wins on the trot. The gap is sitting at 8.5 tenths. Came down ever so slightly through that first sector, but really not that much to worry about right now. The gap's 9 tenths of a second at the halfway point of this last lap. Only 2 sectors to go, I believe, as we are onto the back straight. You can see the gap. We have a little bit of breathing room, only a handful of corners to go as we head through the kink at 11 for the final time in this San Marino Grand Prix. Down to the end of the straight, hard on the brakes, back to second gear, back on the power, we go up to third. Now back down to first gear. The gap is 7 tenths of a second. I reeled in 2. Oh, I thought I was about to have a huge high side there as I got too happy on the throttle. We've cut that corner ever so slightly at the penultimate corner. Now only 1 corner stand between us and victory. Oh, we're cutting that a little bit too fine. I accidentally went down into first gear, but nonetheless, through the final corner and up to the line, we win the San Marino Grand Prix here at Misano. There we go, we have won the San Marino Grand Prix, making it 2 wins in a row. Last week we won at the Red Bull Ring, and this week we go and take victory at Misano. And this is all coming off the back of a horrible weekend at the Saxon Ring, where we finished second to last. It's amazing how our form has bounced back so quickly after that, and that one bad result has catapulted us to back-to-back victories. We finally started to find our form, and now we only have 1 race left in this season. Can we make it 3 wins in a row? I think we're heading to Aragon, but nonetheless, we'll look at today's race results. Like I said, we are victorious. The fastest lap of a 1:43.9. Carlos Tate, who finished in second place, only managed a 1:44.5, so we were a solid 6 tenths of a second quicker. And once we hit the front, we managed to get that gap, but the problem was we didn't get the best start. Then we had to make a few overtakes and hit the front, but once we did, our pace showed through, and we got the gap and won the race. And of course, Khan Onku, who rounds out the podium. Adrian Carrasco put up a good fight, but couldn't quite match the pace of the top 3 there, finishing almost 2 seconds behind myself. In the championship, with today's victory, we haven't moved up any positions because there was such a big gap to the riders in front, but we are now only 1 point behind Philip Salak, sitting in 4th place. But Adrian Carrasco continues to lead the championship. Khan Onku is making a comeback towards him. Only 6 points now separating them. Of course, Adrian Carrasco won the first 3 races of the season, was on a max points of 75 after the first 3 races, but Khan Onku is making a charge, and Carlos Tate is not far behind either, only 5 points back off Onku, so that's going to be an interesting battle for the championship in the last race of the season. Unfortunately, I'm 37 points off the championship lead, so I cannot win the Red Bull Rookies Cup, unfortunately. Of course, we did have a slow start to the season, and that Saxon Ring German round really did hurt us, but we are starting to find our form. We've got 2 wins in a row, and hopefully that'll really help our reputation, and that will help us get a good ride next season in Moto3. And speaking of reputation, we got 502 reputation this weekend with pole and the race win. Riding position is level 45. Everything, in fact, is level 45 now.
This rider has been able to impose a frantic pace on today's race, and now he and his mechanics are rightly going to party.
Soak it up, mate. That is 2 in a row. Get in. And on the social feeds, we have been mentioned again as the race winner from GP News. Still, I'm not too sure what the whole point of the social feed is at this stage. I haven't seen anything other than GP News and MotoGP congratulating people. So it's not like there's any fan interaction on there, which is something I'd love to see if they started putting a fan section into the social feeds. You can get some fans saying some great stuff. You can have, the haters slacking you off and whatnot. But anyway, looking at total reputation or followers, whatever you want to call it, we're up to 1,697. So we have an email from our personal manager. Hi Lachlan, over the course of your career, you will have the opportunity to find ever faster motorbikes to ride on, change category, and try to become the MotoGP World Champion. During the season, I will let you know via email when there are offers from other teams. Everything depends on your reputation. The more fans follow you, the more teams get interested in you, and the better offers you will receive. So we are coming towards the end of the season, and we're starting to delve into the possibility of contract offers and where we can end up next year, and I'm hopeful we can end up on one of the best Moto3 bikes and put together a proper title charge. Unfortunately, we can't win the title here in the Red Bull Rookies Cup, like I did already say, and yes, the last round of the season is in Aragon, and that will be out tomorrow at 7 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time. And that is going to do it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you do smash that like button. Of course, if you guys are new, make sure you subscribe to the channel for much more MotoGP 18 content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.